How are you doing? I'm Scully Shimwell.
Where are you from?
I'm actually from Jackson.
Jackson? Okay. Yeah. Why did you try out for this movie?
I'm actually in a band and I do big entertainment shows, and I've got into shooting movies, acting about 2007. And this is my 9th title now, so
9th movie.
Yeah,
wow.
so I'm really excited about it.
Where all have you traveled to be in these movies?
Almost all the movies I've done have been local, independent films shot by different groups of people. Some short films for 48-hour film festivals up in the St. Louis area and whatnot. More of the traveling I've done has been in band work and stuff. So this is really exciting. This is something different than anything I've done yet.
What scene were you in?
I'm in a scene with we're the family of the Gummesons, and I got William Conkline and Chad Myers in the scene with me, being interviewed by Jessica, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good scene.
Why did you guys decide to try out for it?
It's just a neat experience being from Cape and having a movie being filmed by here in Cape Girardeau and want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, to say you're a part of it.
I did this scene like where I was in the outside of the house, and I did the scene like where I explained what love really is. Because I know it seems a bit mixture for many people who don't know what love really is. But it is a definition for what people should know about love.
And were you in the same scene or
different scene? I was in a different scene altogether. I play an angry Baptist sister, so I can't wait to see how I'm used in the film.
Was there any challenges you guys faced in this short time frame of shooting the movie?
Yes, because there weren't a lot of takes. I mean, you pretty much needed to know what you were doing and get it done the first time, but everybody was wonderful.
Alicia Walker. I'm Amethyst Khalees in the film, though.
Oh, okay. And where are you from?
I'm from Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you decide to try out for this?
You know, that's actually what I want to do in real life. You know, like have Hollywood dreams. And so when I found out they had opened auditions at the Wehrenberg and at the movie Belleville at the time, my aunt told me about it, and so I rushed to Wehrenberg, and I was like, oh my gosh, I definitely want to be on here. So I auditioned and got an email from the casting director about 3 or 4 months later, and here I am today. So it's super exciting. I'm very, very honored.
What scene were you in the movie?
We were downtown at Black Door Gallery, I believe it's called, and it was January and the really cold, but it was a lot of fun. And basically, I was a character. I would never let her husband get a word in. And poor guy, every time he would try to talk, I would cut him off, you know, which I do that in real life. But, you know, it's all good. It was a lot of fun, though.
I'm Tyra.
And where are you guys from?
I'm from Cappy. I'm from Cape.
Why did you guys decide to try out for this movie?
A couple of my aunts put me to the first one for the Belleville, and I didn't get that part, but we got an email back saying they wanted me to try out for this part, so I did that, and we got an email saying that I was in the movie.
Awesome. Why do you want to try out?
I don't know, it's just fun.
Just fun?
Just fun to have feel it's like to be a movie.
What scene were you guys in? What did you guys do in the movie?
We talked about love and how it brings us together.
Awesome. What do you guys think the meaning of love is?
Not kissing someone.
Not kissing? What do you think?
When you find somebody, you know you want to settle down.
I'm going to be the Wicked Witch of the Boot Hill. I was the mother of 5 redheads.
Oh,
terror!
I've heard a lot about this scene.
Yeah, I sort of ran around with a broom a lot. Unfortunately.
Yeah. And what about you, sir?
I played an artist, and I have no idea what kind of artist I played. I'm waiting to see how it turns out.
I decided to try out for this movie.
Why not? Well, no, it was pretty convenient. I had to come to town to pick up some metal from the shop, and heard about it, and I'm a public speaker and stuff like that in the hospitals and schools. And so I figured if nothing else, I'd get my ugly bug on a reel somewhere out west, and then sure enough, Dan broke me apart.
What did you play in those movies?
I'm a guy in a wheelchair that drives race cars.
Really?
But that's what I do.
That's what you really have you been doing this?
I've been racing for a couple of years. I'm a metal fabricator and sculptor. I do metal art mostly. I've been doing that for about 3 or 4 years.
I actually had a very small part in Gone Girl and just wanted the opportunity to do it again. I have a big drama background and just wanted to have the opportunity to do something here local. I guess I get my actual short, but I just love it.
What scene were you guys in?
We're in the roller derby scene.
Roller derby? What was your favorite part of it?
Seeing the actual stunts, seeing the girls actually roll in and hit each other and fall to the floor. Basically, my favorite part was watching them in a brawl.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yes, I spoke on how my dad's a pastor, and so I've always been taught that when you show people love and kindness, that you're spreading God's love, and that's how people leave. It just kind of passes it on to other people.
What scene are you guys in?
I was in a solo scene, but I'm one of his crazy ex-girlfriends.
Ah,
Ditto.
Ditto? So there's two crazy ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, I'm just more of one of the bitter ones.
Ah, gotcha.
And I'd like to think I broke up with him.
And how does this scene relate to the meaning of love?
You want to go?
Well, I think all of us at one time or another have had our heart broken in some way. And it's very hard to get over that love. So I think it has turned in for her too.
And I think that those are just their awkward moments when you're dating someone. So when they just lay their heart out on the line for you, sometimes it can just be a little like, geez, what do I do?
Yeah. What made you interested in trying out for this movie?
I think just the whole story of line, you know, this is typically a kind of movie I would be in, you know, I think it'd be really well for me.
Why do you think that?
Well, I think it's just because the whole storyline in this movie, I think it's a great experience just to be in. It's also my first time being in this, so I'm kind of nervous about this, but it's really worth it just to be in this.
What was your favorite part of shooting this film?
I think just doing my whole speaking part of what I'm supposed to say, I think it really helped me, and I felt really confident about it.
And what do you think the meaning of love is?
I think it's just a wonderful thing, you know. It's so nice just to get that feeling, maybe once in a lifetime or many times, in my opinion.
How did that scene relate to the theme of the movie? What love is?
Well, when they had interviews, they wanted people to talk about their sports experience, and so I went and auditioned and talked about my experience with roller derby, being the oldest member of the team, having never played team sports before, but how welcoming everyone on the team has been and how supportive and what a family it is. And so Dan took that and kind of twisted it a little bit, and so now in the movie I play an entitled neurosurgeon's wife, I think is what he called it, who buys a roller derby team. And so she kind of buys love that she is not finding from her broken marriage. Yes, but it really is a real love among the Cape Girardeau roller and the whole roller derby community.
Okay. Why did you guys want to try out for this movie?
Well, actually, I'm starting my own production company, and I wanted one more piece to work on somebody else's, kind of for experience points, you know?
Yeah, awesome.
So when I saw the auditions, I was there.
I studied theater hoping to get into films, so I've been catching jobs where I can, and this one just presented itself.
And what scene were you guys in the movie?
Well, I was a wilderness girl. I was in, it's actually one of the last scenes. I'm the kind of the tribal leader.
And I play a comic book artist who's part of a group that's trying to bring the family-friendly comic books back.
Oh, okay. Did you guys relate to your characters at all, or was it something completely different?
Totally related. Whenever I read the script, it was like, this is me. This is almost exactly me.
With the exception of being able to draw, yeah, same thing. It's me. That's who I am.
Why did you want to try out for this film?
Just trying something, and hopes, you know, maybe on a big screen, you know, in Hollywood somehow.
So Dan took your story and put it into the film?
Yeah. It's you know what I think it means to, you know, say love always hurts. And with that, you know, that entails, you know, me talking about my wife and things like that. So, it's real nothing to make it. It's kind of easy when you know you're dealing with real life. So that's just where you go.
This is my first film in Cape Girardeau, but this is my fourth film in Steadman. So,
what's it been like filming in Cape?
So it was very exciting. I love when we shoot. We've kind of been doing these very locally based films, and so we've gotten to shoot in a lot of small towns.
What was your favorite part about filming this in Cape Girardeau?
It was, well, we came to film it in Cape Girardeau during a very cold part of the winter, so I'm very happy to come back and experience the weather now. This is a much more pleasant experience. But it was so neat, just the range of locales that we could shoot at. We opened up in a wonderful scene. I'm not even sure the location, but they have that wall with all the historical figures drawn on it. So that was such a neat place to start off, and when you see it in the movie, we use that as our opening credits, and I think people really enjoy seeing that.
Awesome. What was probably your favorite scene throughout the entire movie?
It's hard to say. There were a lot of really fun scenes. We have a scene at the roller derby, which is just a pleasure to watch. We have a scene with a big old family fight almost going on in the backyard. But I think for me it really was some of the one-person interviews, especially the ones who came with their own stories, because it was really impressive what people came up with for their own reaction to the theme of what is love.
What do you guys think the meaning of love?
I think the passage that I related most to was the passage in Corinthians that love is patient. I think that's the most important for my experience.
So it was very rainy and very cold.
Amen. Yes. Very different than tonight, thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. What was it like filming a movie in such a short amount of time with that kind of weather conditions?
I can remember one time my character wasn't saying any lines, but I was just holding a camera, and I was thinking I was over her shoulder filming something and thinking, this is unusable because my hand won't stop shaking. It was really cold. And I live in Nashville, and so it gets cold there, but this was like a bitter, to-the-bone kind of cold that weekend. So I'm glad that today's much nicer.
You guys actually shot film yourself, and it's going to be in this film, right? How was that like? Because usually actors don't do that.
I held the microphone most of the time because I had the camera. And yeah, there was part of it that I was thinking, is it on? Are we good? You know, as opposed to, what are my lines? Oh, I hope it looks good, you know. So it was actually took some of the stress away from remembering what you're going to say, to be honest. And there's a couple times we got mistaken for the crew, so we knew we were at least doing our job well.
What was it like working with so many people? There's over 100 speaking parts of this film.
So now that you're finally here, what's
Neat, but because it was so quick, oftentimes on a set you get a chance to really get to know people because you're sitting and you're doing the same scene 5, 10, 50 times. And so because the process, and I credit Dan with this, just the ability to trust that everything was being put in the can like it needed to be, that we didn't get a chance to hang out with everybody, but this was tonight's for it. So the after party and the movie and everything, it was great to see everybody kind of high five and say, hey, see you soon, but it was fast.
What is probably your favorite scene that you think? I know you haven't seen it yet, but your favorite scene to shoot?
I've seen a couple scenes. I would say there's one with a bunch of, we call them red-headed rednecks. Very humorous. I think it may have been, it's actually in the trailer. That's one. And then the second one is one of us in the car, but I'll let you guys figure out which one that is. So.
I was going to say that too, yeah, the car stuff. Because it was good working with Jessica, but it was also really warm, so those are memorable moments. Yeah.
But we did all of our car scenes in like one morning, so it was 1:15 pages of text, so it's one scene after another. Not always in order, but yeah, it was good.
And what was your favorite part of the Cape to shoot?
The bridge. Loved the bridge.
I don't think I got to shoot at the bridge.
No, you did. You were in the car.
No. I like... everything was so fast.
You'll find out if you are or not.
For me, I love that bridge, so I was just glad I got in the film.
I had a blast working with the roller derby. That was such a fun place. So I guess that was the gymnasium I shot at. Yeah, I forget as well. But that was a blast. That was a lot of fun.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how proud are you?
Oh, 11.
11.
I can't stop it.
Now, how many films have you I didn't say that.
I love Chronicles, Jesus People Means Independent 2, and then some Arnold, so I've now shot 7, and I'm about to do
Yeah.
What has been different in a good way about shooting here in Cape Girardeau?
Different in a good way was the cooperation that it required for 108 people to have speaking roles in 3 days. That is not something you could probably do in every city. You have to have some team players, especially in January where we shot here, where it was freezing.
Yeah.
You know, so I loved that about it. We also got some really great buildings in here, like the ice cream store and the Cup and Cork coffee shop, and we were fed really well by some great restaurants like El Sol and Steakhouse. So yeah, it was just a great place to eat and film. Sleeping was nice. We were on the floor of our producer's grandmother's house, but you know, whatever. 2 out of 3 isn't bad. Yeah, we appreciate the free lodging. Everybody tonight is going to be obsessed about the locations, and you know, nobody can get past the locations the first time they watch the movie. So I'm not really expecting people to laugh at the right times at the jokes, because everyone's obsessed with seeing their name on screen, and all the names in this movie are at the opening of the film.
All 108?
All 108 plus 250 extras plus. Yeah, they're all at the beginning, because, you know, movies used to have all the credits at the beginning before the 50s. And so I just brought that back. So you'll see it. There's a shot down at the wall. It's on an angle. There's a big blue sky, and all the names appear against the blue sky. And then a train came through at the very end, which was the coolest thing. It would have cost me $1.5 million in Los Angeles to make that train go by. And it just happened, and I was jumping up, and I just was begging the act. I was hoping that they would know enough not to break character and think, oh, the shot's ruined. But they didn't. They just stuck with it, because I'm working with pros. Jessica and Chris have been around the block and have made lots of movies and TV shows with me. So yeah.
What was it like working with them? Because you worked with both of them previously, right?
Yes, I worked with Jessica. She had a small role in Belleville, and then she got a co-starring role in Expect Delays. She's sticking her tongue out at me right now. And after the co-star, she was ready to be the lead. So that was her, and then Chris and I worked on lots of projects in Los Angeles together. He was in a scene with Mindy Sterling from Austin Powers and Michael Hitchcock from Waiting for God for the Western Show, and Tim Bagley from Will and Grace. So he did, that was the captain. He did the web series of Jesus People, which ended up being a movie, but he was in that. So yeah, Chris and I just have a shorthand, and so he's from Nashville now. And so he drove up from Nashville to be in this, and just put my mind at ease that, like, my friend and my trusted actor was going to anchor the whole project.
And finally, what do you guys think? I don't know. What is
I think part of it is just putting the other person ahead of you, in front of you, and loving them. Loving is giving yourself. Just so many definitions of it.
Yes.
Love is seeing that train.
I think love is treating the person you choose to spend your life with better than anybody else in your life. Like, that person becomes number one. So you don't get in all these fights all day long, and then the phone rings and you're like, hello, and, you know, like, you can just drop it and then be okay with the stranger on the phone. I think you're nicer to the person you choose to spend your life with. And since that's recently happened for me, I'm exercising that on a daily basis, because this is the person who gets treated best. And I think that's what love should do. When you truly love somebody or are in love with somebody, those people are treated best. You can save your anger for strangers on the road.